Hi there, Selective Collective. This is Kim here to give you all a message. Let's see what the message for the collective is on this. What is today? Monday? On this Monday. I have been working on private readings, and I want to thank you all so much for helping me out with getting private readings. I try to keep them pretty affordable for you. They are pre-recorded videos, and if you would like one, the information is in the description box below. And thanks for all the ways that you support me, this channel, keeping it going. It's kind of amazing to me. I'm so glad that you all are here. So sending you much love. We're using Carl Jung's Major Arcana. And I have a new deck coming. I finally broke down and got the Kipper-ish deck because I feel like it has the best, I don't know if you've heard of it, but that deck has a lot of character development on it. So, why do we have the Empress? First time I've pulled the Empress in this deck. Wow. Wow. Look at this. Okay, so you have some extremely good cards here. Let's just start off. Let's start off with the Empress. Beautiful card. It says the creation of something new is not accomplished by the intellect, but by the play instinct. Aligns with the Empress, who symbolizes fertility, creativity, and the nurturing ideas into fruition. So you, and we're not using gender in that sense. We're using gender as in energy. So you are having the assistance here. Oh, cool. Sorry, I hear a little bird chirping beside me. There's this little window in a bush, and there's a little bird in there chirping. As I said, you'll have help. So you may have the Snow White kind of help around you, and I would love that. So anyway, you're going to be birthing something big. And whatever this creation is, remember, Empress is she's like has the multiplication factor going on. Everything she creates ends up being really big, abundant, okay, and receiving pretty easily too. This is interesting. I like this card. Okay, so the Wheel of Fortune is right here smack dab in the middle, and it says, even a happy life cannot be without a measure of darkness, and the world and the word happy would lose its meaning if it were not balanced by sadness. About cycles, change, and inevitability of ups and downs, reflecting Jung's perspective on the necessity for contrast in life. Yes, and with the Wheel of Fortune, it can go up, it can go down. You know where, usually you know where you're at in that. But when it comes out with these good cards too around it, I just feel like something good is about to happen here or turn. Like the Wheel of Fortune, I get the message of like timing, like it's time for something now. And then you have Strength. So beautiful. So I want to say you have the fixed signs with Aquarius, Scorpio, Taurus, and Leo, and then you have Leo here. The Empress. Some people relate her to Capricorn. It just depends on how you relate to the Empress. Everybody has a lot of these signs anyway in all of our stuff. So Strength says you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength. Not just about physical might, but also about the inner strength to face life's challenges, echoing Jung's advice on mastering one's mind. And this is really what everyone is probably doing right now. Things are changing a lot, and we kind of, as a collective, knew that this stuff was going to happen. We kind of expect things to fall in order to be rebuilt. But we kind of knew that that these things were going to happen, right? That there were going to be hard times. That's when you need your strength, right? So maybe this is something, or like a, signifying that something is going to be turning around. I hope so. I hope so. So what else do you want the collective to know about these beautiful energies that they can create with. Regarding the new cycle for the Selective Collective, regarding the new cycle, everybody at their own pace, but I do these readings because they are, just like every reading, it has a certain vibration and a certain frequency on it. So that's why it's selective. Wow, you really have like the Empress again. Whoa. And the seed. What are you planting? What are you planting? What are you... You have two. I don't know what the shadow is here. I'm wondering what the shadow is. Okay, so we have the shadow here on the bottom. And I've got to take a look into what is it. The first thing that's coming to me is denied. What has been denied in the past for you to create for yourself? Or what have you held yourself back from doing? That might be significant in this time. And also you see this big, like, it looks just like my orange here, this moon. So divine feminine energy, but I'm definitely feeling the solar plexus here. So this creativity is, it's going to bring about something good, but I think that we have to figure out what energies have... You can say what energies have stopped us in the past, or what have we denied ourselves from experiencing or even enjoying in life. And I usually see that as like, anything that made you suppress a part of yourself or deny something, or even flip-flop it, the times when we were denied something. But maybe you're in a certain point of your life and you're like, I want this. I want to create whatever it is. You have this seed, so that you know that when you have the card of the seed, you know that the full manifestation is in that seed, right? So this is big, and this is where a lot of your energy is going to go, is to whatever this is creating. The shadow, well, without the light, it wouldn't be there. So, yeah, I would just say, ask yourself what it is what have you denied yourself in the past? What else about the seed and about what they're creating with double Empress energy? Wow, is that what you're creating, or what you're creating is freedom from that? I think it's probably freedom from that. Okay, so I have the glass, which is talking about your focus. It also can be talking about somebody that has been watching or observing you. It might be your guides. It might be your guides here, obviously, that are always, your helpers, your heavenly helpers, that are always there with you. They're trying to tell you... Okay, so part of the shadow aspect can be about this against nature card. Anything that doesn't feel natural or normal to you. And we're getting to the point where everyone is starting to wake up and realize that the lives that we have been basically like raised and instructed to live, that it's not really working out well for everyone anymore. There's feels like there were certain powers that are they're diminishing in their ability to control herds of people, like the power. And so anything that feels like forced or contrived, especially with this particular group, is not going to feel good to the soul. And since you're elevating, since you're ascending your chakras that allow that connection to come in really nice and fluid, like I'm referring more to like the mental plane, the seed, the crystal seed chakra, 8, 9 above your head, and then 10 below your feet. I feel like that's what's been really activated and turned on for a lot of you all. And it makes doing anything that doesn't feel right, or that even feels forced, like something that's your goal, is like, I don't want to be in, let's say this is like a cubicle somewhere where you barely make enough money to go paycheck to paycheck, and to top it off, you don't even like the situation, like you don't even like the type of work or whatever. That's just an example of a situation where it feels like it's against your nature. It feels like the divine being in you wants to create so much more. And really, I feel like you're getting to this a period where you're just not going to settle anymore. And anything that makes you, and that's the shadowy aspect here of like conformity, and doing just kind of like what we're told. So this is freedom for, I see this as like freedom for your higher self coming in here because of what you're going to create. So you're being guided and you're being watched, and that's what they're saying. You're being watched at this time because of what you're here to create. Tell me more about being watched. Tell me more about being watched during this time. I should even say watched over, because that's what it feels like. Oh, beautiful. Beautiful. The solar corona, one of my favorite, this is one of my favorite cards in this deck, because this means you have a light revelation coming to you. And I want to read from the book, The Cosmos Oracle. Excuse me, pollen's turned up high. Lately, let's see. Solar corona. The light revelation. The light that we can appreciate thanks to an eclipse. Learning that comes forth through a difficult time, allowing for understanding and transformation. It is the rainbow in the storm, the liberation of the ego, and the appreciation of pure beauty seen through witnessing the eclipse. And paradoxically, it is the best time to see and appreciate the solar corona during a moment of reflection in a dark storm. So this is only revealed to us thanks to what we have been through. And I always do get this feeling like you're here for this. You came here for a specific change, to experience this change. Like your bodies have been getting ready for this. So this is good, right? This is the light. This is good news. And this is how you're being guided. Oh, interesting. I say this is how you're being guided, and those come out. I like the star. The star is on the bottom, which is, the star is considered in this deck, they talk about how that saying that you're the star means kind of like you're the lucky one. It can be perceived as that, because I think a lot of you all notice the differences and tapped into your divine self, spirituality, maybe even doing it, a lot of you doing it on your own. And so you're ready to shine your light. Like that's what you came here for. So the guidance, though, has to do with these energies. You see, they look similar, right? The fusion and the optical doubles. But the thing with optical doubles is these are when two stars appear to be close together, but they are not. It's an illusion. So it's also illusionary harmony. And this might be being like an epiphany moment, a revelation to people. This might be happening in the realm of relationships, of even marriages that have lasted for a very long time, that for some reason just don't, like, it was all an illusion that there was harmony. There was something that was always a little bit forced in it. It doesn't always have to be with relationships, but I have noticed a lot of that going on. Careers, the workplace, I mean, specifically like the workplace, feeling off, but having to try to make it look right or make it look like it fits. It gets to a point where it's very uncomfortable. And you'd rather plant your own seed or start your own business, have your own, be your own boss, is what I'm feeling. So fusion is the harmony of two different energies, right? It is, because the seed can be planted when you have these energies that are working together. And then magic number 3, right? Because two come together and then they create a third force. So fusion results in a good energy here being created. It's like it's a big 2 of cups. The optical doubles would be if the 2 of cups is not working for you, or the lover's energy is just not working for you. Okay, quantum entanglement. Quantum entanglement. I have a feeling that we are all very much so entangled in this right here. It's a perfect in this. But they're wanting to point out something a little bit more. Star DNA. Star DNA. Yeah. That's... Okay, well, that makes sense with this group of people. It makes sense because I have star, I have the seed. So I have like star seed. I have quantum entanglement, which means like one thing changes, the other thing changes. Two things, particles that are connected. They don't seem like they're connected, but it's evident when one thing happens, the other thing changes too. But they're saying star seed, DNA, change, activations, revelations, and it's all about your connection here. I feel like with just the fabric of life, we're all connected to this fabric, and that's why one small little ripple, or like they say, one butterfly's wing flapping down is going to affect everything on the web. So I feel like that term kind of can apply to like just being on the quantum web. But this specifically is saying starseed DNA activation, and that you're on this cosmic network, okay? You're on this grid. So any information that you need, I would like to get more information on that in particular, because that DNA card can mean that you have huge changes coming in, you know. The return to the divine DNA. If you follow Gnosticism, which I do, so they have a different way of viewing what like end times are. They have a different way of view. It's actually like it's going to be a positive thing where we have our divine DNA turned back on, or we shed off all the influence, you know, or the control of the demiurge and the archons. And I'm bringing that in because it just seems like there's a connection with, you don't have to be in that spiritual, on that spiritual path, but they also talk about like quantum entanglement of divine counterparts coming together during these days where the end days are considered days of great change, where the world goes, well, positive, like it's a positive thing. It's not ending anything. It's just the end of a certain era. So that's kind of here. That's kind of coming out to me. But I do think that there's starseed energy here because of it showing up like that. Starseed DNA. I wonder if they're wanting you to do this. Because I have had what is it called? CE5? Let me know if you've done that and you have information about what it was like for you. I heard somebody describing it to me, astral projection, where, but it wasn't described as like astral project. It was described as like if you were meditating and then you decided to visualize yourself out of the galaxy and then just open up and ask to be connected with like a 5D being, or an interdimensional being, which, so astral projection would actually be having an out-of-body experience. And teleportation, well, you know, some people feel like they're actually other places, while being here. I heard a woman talk about how she's pretty sure, and I have a very open mind when I listen to people, but she was talking about knowing that she was entangled with another body that was actually like a starseed that was just in this pod. And it was a really cool story. But so astral projection, maybe there'll be some more assistance with that, or with being able to do that. Why is Facebook? Okay, it must be a sign for somebody. Maybe it has to do with news or spiritual things. I'm not on Facebook anymore, but you might be on Facebook or have something to do with like TV news, media that has to do with the Facebook platform. If so, there's your confirmation, right? And that might be where you're being looked at. It doesn't have to necessarily be like that social platform, but have like a lot of eyes or people paying attention to what you're saying with that. You have ascension number 7, the astral plane. Astral projection and the astral plane, which this says pineal gland is fully open, and that's third eye vision. Third eye vision. You also, so with the cosmic network, which is you being connected to everything, you also have the Akashic field, which is just another term, another word, right? All information, power, energy, and experiences vibrate here. I believe it's like Judaism. I believe it is, as far as the Akashic field. And you even have Akashic records here. So what is it they're wanting you to tap into? It feels like it has something to do with the DNA and another life that you've had, and maybe it's one that's actually living at the same time as right now, like that lady was talking about. Maybe. Akashic records, all souls, universal events, past, present, and future. So if the third eye is open more, and you're you can meditate, you can concentrate on that third eye center, while you just pay attention to breathing. That can kind of activate it, turn it on more. But it seems like you have access, or they're wanting you to access some kind of information that you're already entangled with. So it may be about what you are to plant here or birth to life, the seed. Like something they're guiding you to do. And of course, this is always going to be like for your highest good. So if they're showing you things that you need to realize are illusionary harmony, then that means they're leading you to the things that will create harmony. And there is shadow here. Can't ignore that there is shadow. I know in my personal experience, when you start to do things according to how you're being divinely guided, and start to change or alter different things in the way you're living so that you're more in alignment, you will be challenged. And you're usually challenged by your shadow self or shadow entities, and it is just the dualistic nature here. But just know that it means that if you're being challenged, then it means that there's great change coming. If you're going through an economic problem even, then I would say that is your sign that it's about to get a lot better. And you may be being challenged just to see how motivated and how you get through it. I don't like the word test, but I definitely think that this place has been a lot of, there's been a lot of learning here, right? So, all right. So I think that's what I've got for you for the most part. Let's use the 108 Oracle. I actually have a Starseed. I have a Starseed deck, or if you'll hang on for one moment, let me see where I put this deck, because it will kind of go along with it really well. Yeah, here it is. It didn't take me long at all. Didn't take me long at all. Okay, yeah, I've got a couple decks I want to use. Yeah, it might get a little messy. I have a couple decks that they're pointing me to for you all. So this is the Martian deck. The Martian deck. It has different types or groups of beings. Oh boy. It's the one you don't want to see. It's the one you don't want to run into. But you know, I did say you have eyes on you. Maybe you have eyes on you if you're figuring some things out. Shadow government, shadow people, men in black, stalking, intimidation, and confrontation. That must mean you've got something really big and good to do here. Crop circles. Well, that's interesting. Messages, curiosity, and signs. Okay, so what's so super interesting about this is that they had a new crop circle. It was a cross, but it had these on each end, like a, you know, a big, like it was like a cross, but each end had these balls on it. And and I don't know who actually created it, and I think some people are thinking it was actual human people. But the interesting thing about that new crop circle is that symbol is, they said it was I wish I knew the name, but it's like, it's part of the structure of a molecule that holds it all together. Something that's like in the membrane that holds molecules together, and it's in the shape of the cross. And I thought, well, that might not be even you know, kind of like the Christos with the cerebral spinal fluid. Do you know what I'm talking about? And then having this structure being like, this is what ties all living things together, basically. Well, anyway, that was what the newest crop circle was about that structure. So messages, curiosity, and signs. And they could be sending you different signs. We have orbs on the card too. We have definitely had, and they're hard to tell the real ones from AI, but we have definitely had, you know, postings of signs in the clouds, even weird clouds, cubes and stuff. So yeah, people have been seeing all kinds of different things. And I would think when you're Ascension 7 here, when your third eye is turned on and it's good, and you're shifting into a dimension where there's a higher dimension of awareness, I think you probably will start seeing different things. That's kind of the message that I'm getting through, is that people are going to see different dimension beings, different it's because their ability to is like now turned on. Whatever was trying to stop us, right? Oh, whatever energy was trying to stop us. Yeah, okay, so 6 Arcturians. Feeling safe, wisdom keepers, and concern. So that's the main group that's coming out for you all. I'm actually even going to leave it at that. This is a really good, they're a really good group of beings for the highest good. Merkaba. Movement, travel, long distance. This is about astral travel, isn't it? In your Merkaba, which is your spiritual vehicle around your body. That's the energy around your body. And, you know, if you've noticed the orbs that they're showing, some of the ones that have been captured with a better camera, they look like that, don't they? They kind of look like, that's why some people have said they look like the old Bible depictions of the angels being like, you know, all different eyes on them and different shapes, and actually looks very similar to a Merkaba, which is considered the vehicle for spiritual travel. So we have no idea, you know, who's out there using their Merkaba, and maybe you could be out there using your Merkaba. Those may be people that are astral traveling that we're seeing. Possible. Ooh, cool. Creating conscious awareness of hidden realms. Creating conscious awareness of hidden realms. Hello, that's what we're talking about. And your ascended masters, heavenly helpers. Create open communication for any kind of help that you need. Anytime you feel challenged. They're showing up as your guide. They are guides here for us. So yeah, that's what I've got. Let's do an angel number message, and I'm going to wrap this up. Thank you again for the private reading support on this channel, and I leave you with love and light as always. Your number is 2, and what's interesting is that's a 2. So your ascended masters are really here. They're saying together you can create and build like the master number 22. 2, you have a great talent for finding solutions. Your intuitive, unbiased nature allows you to see all sides of any situation and advise others to the most fair and beneficial outcome. I am diplomatic. And 12, creativity is a driving force in your life. You are able to express your feelings and insights in unique ways that others can benefit from. I am a visionary. And that's what I have for you. Bye.